Most saw Bone Dog's design, macabre as it was, as beautiful. A mech no thicker than sheet metal, surrounding an immersion core. A marvel of design for such a light frame to move, to exist at all, under the forces applied in her movements. A testament of humanity that such lissome ingenuity was purposed for violence. Pulping flesh, crushing infrastructure, rending steel. Purpose made to kill and to be killed. A graceful coffin built around the yet beating body bag. Dancing projectiles, returning fire. The brutal finesse in whipping claws through armor. All were viscerally satisfying. An expression of designed intent, a fulfillment of given purpose. But she, like all things, was more than a designation. To say Bone Dog was beautiful in design, innate or imposed, missed the essence of it. Her sleek grace held beauty beyond carnage. There was joy simply in moving and the ability to soar untethered by gravity. A pleasure in every part's full motion, unbound by melody, a perfect form. She was beautiful to pilot, to be, and Beck wanted nothing more than to be her, to scream her joy through every waking moment. But metal makes no voluntary sound. Metal only screams in pain. In proper working order, the bearing spine and bushings coast as long graced legs overtake terrain. In excessive cases, slick smooth metals glide, groaning against each other where sheer force would destroy smaller components. Struts may creak and even moan as roaring jets push them higher. Under poor supervision and insufficient maintenance, loosened panels might wobble with vibration. Parts may grind a movement with another. Joints may shriek with dry age or, an awful thought, with rust. None of these protestations are screams. Alloy will even take a hit without a sound. An impact, a cut, a blast, a keen round will leave its gaping, jagged wound. Only after this does metal scream. It is no ambient sound, no waking noise, no outcry of poor condition. Metal screams with every fold, with every crystal stria, every molecule vibrating in one wretched primal tone as it fails. As struts snap and frame tears itself apart, as the pneumatics leak and pistons crumble beneath a new, unwelcome strain. While its body deforms, metal cannot help but scream. There is no sound like it. When approaching the hangar, those conditions were unmet. Bone Dog was not derelict, but the urge was there, building as her feet found the locks, cresting as her shoulders lifted into the rails, that roiling force almost shattering the psyche as she was ported to birth. An all-consuming, unending scream without a mouth. A scream that could only ever happen as she was unbuilt. A self-made eulogy as her joints shear, as her blood sprays, as her frame slumps. No sound is made for the moments most needed, when Bone Dog is paired from herself. Eternity would take less than a minute as her ego blinked out with the link. The internalized, cyclical scream muted by shock, as the tank doors open and the pilot bag is disgorged into its purpose-built trough. Shock in turn choked out by the rising, artificial need to breathe, supplied by the linkage. A trigger built into each pilot's skull, rousing them into corporal reality before the bag was slipped from them. Blind. Breathe. Cannot move. Breathe. Mouth won't open. Breathe. feeling air move, feel lungs fill, feel skin press, blandly, terrifyingly smooth, no texture, every point of contact blooming from infinitesimal to eternal, the dimensions blotting out the mind, each further knowing bearing down, pinning, heavier, heavier, heavier. Do not move. Christ conscious thought, no further. You cannot move. Racking, desperate breaths move, and with each movement more contact, and each touch finds new infinity. Too much, too quick, too constant, spinning in too much stillness, the brain drowns as the body breathes. Breathe faster, feel more, crushed more, pinned, rushing panic. Breathe, 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 breathe. Eventually the diaphragm flags. Push too fast, too far. Breathe slows. An exhaustion it has to. The spinning stops, the mind crawls to peace, the brain settles back into body. Tears continue to stream. 3 months? I'm familiar with how you maggots thrash out of the tube, but boy, he flinched as the word dug in. I don't think I'll ever get used to you crying every single time. Mathers, he couldn't see her. The ejection hangover made sure of that. His rediscovered physicality, pumped full of pilot's slurry, was too frenetic, too distraught by the loss of its body to work his ocular muscles or interpret the resulting stimuli. Kinesthesia was the always quickest to return. The body demanded feedback for autonomic processes, and hearing returned almost as fast. Touch was further along, with the finer points escaping until much later. Sight was somewhere after smell, but before taste. For now he lay in the trough, hearing the hangar's ambient industry and feeling the warm tracks down his face. Unable to see her, unable to see himself, it was almost possible to ignore his dimensions and their observation, a flimsy, failing belief that he wasn't him. It's Beckett. I end that excuse now, or I'll throw you through another useless batch of evals. I will fucking ground you.